Hi, my name is Jalle and I've been working with development and production of wheelchairs for over 40 years now. And a little bit over 30 years ago, I started the company Panthera, and this is where we are today at our development department. I would like to talk a little bit about development today and also showing you our new children's wheelchair that we have been developing the past 3 years. Looking back when I started with wheelchairs in the early 80s, the wheelchairs were pretty hard to drive, huge, clumsy and very heavy. So the focus on development have been very much to make them easier to drive and lighter in weight, and that has been going on for the 80s, 90s and 2000, quite a bit into the 2000s. But if we look where we are now concerning the weight, for example, this is Panthera's latest version of wheelchair. This is the frame for the Panthera X, the carbon fiber frame. The weight of this is 610 grams or 1.3 pounds. It's hardly nothing. It feels like holding newspaper or something. And you can compare the 1.3 pounds with the upholstery, for example, on the wheelchair. That's 1.1 pounds. So it's the basic construction of the chair has the same weight as the textiles, you can say. So there's not so much more to gain on reducing the weight. So what are we focusing on now when we develop them? Well, we try first to think of why are we even doing this? And the answer is, of course, we're trying to make everyday life easier for our users and for ourselves that are in wheelchairs. So how do we do this? Well, we try to think in 3 areas: analyzing the everyday situation, innovation, and prevention. Analyzing the everyday situation is pretty obvious. You try to analyze the situation, how our product is used, and if we can improve them so we help people to make life easier. Innovation, well, you have to think about the definition of an innovation. That's a product that changes a behavior, and that's not easy. Maybe every 5th or 8th year you can make something that changes your behavior. But if we try to stretch the boundaries for how our products are used, we have to think in an innovative way. Prevention, that's about trying to prevent injuries in shoulders, crooked backs and pressure sores when you sit. At Panthera, we are in this department 7 engineers that work here, but also working with development. We have 3 physiotherapists, 1 occupational therapist. We have 3 product specialists where 3 of them are themselves in a wheelchair. So we try in the development process to combine the experience and knowledge from all these people to develop the wheelchairs. So here we have the new children's wheelchair, B3. When you develop the children's wheelchair, you realize pretty soon there is so many things that has to fit on the chair. Side guards, lateral support, push bar, anti-tip device, and footrest going up and down and angled. So it's so many things that has to be fitted in small volume. So it's difficult, it's really difficult. For example, we can look at the brake here. The lever or brake has to be out of the way so you can transport without getting stuck in it. On the other hand, it has to be accessible when you release the brake. Same thing when you're pushing, you cannot hit your fingers in the lever, so it has to be out of the way, but it also has to be accessible so you can reach it when you're using the brake. Okay, so how have we thought about when we developed the chair? We have, as I told you, trying to analyze the everyday situation for the user. And then you realize pretty soon there are more than one user. The child is the obvious and the main user, but you also have parent maybe that are pushing the child on the street and so forth. So basically have two users, and maybe you should have two configurations also of the wheelchair. So we made this push bar where you can angle the bar and you can put it up and down and to make it ergonomically correct for the parent. But when you've been out on town for a day and you come home, the child should maybe push themselves at home. This is in the way because it's large and maybe have some weight. So what we do is that we just disconnect it. You take it off, and now you have the wheelchair optimized for the child that is going to push at home. If you go out the day after, you just reconnect like this, and now it's optimized again for the parent. So that's one way of thinking. We also have this board or tray. This is the thing that we developed because the child is normally, or the most part of the day, not sitting in the height of the table. So they need a place to put their iPad, the books and things on. So we developed this one. And we already have slots in the side doors, and you just put it in and there you have it. So you have a place to put your things on. Okay, and you have the tray, and you think you're going to forget this somewhere, or where you want to do, put it. And then we thought about, you want it with you all the time. So we have magnetic attachment here, and you just put the tray there, and you have it with you all the time. In school, at home, or wherever you go, you always have your tray with you. So this was just an example how we try to analyze the everyday situation, make it easier for the child and the parent to use the product. The new Bambino 3 is packed with different solutions, as we call them. And I'm not going to tell you more about that now, but we're going to show in different videos. So thank you for watching.